Hey everybody, what is up? Welcome back to Final Trade. We're going to take our first look at Doctor Who Collector Box pre-sales data off of TCG Player. These data go through Friday, September 29th, which is release minus 14 days, and it includes the bonus box sales data from September 29th. So in the whole pre-release period thus far, it's sold a scant 371 boxes at a total of $88,000 for an average price of $233.70 per box. And of course, this is being sold at wholesale like a standard collector box, so that wholesale price for the small card store in the US is about $190, and the break-even price after market fees and shipping on markets like TCG Player and eBay is going to be somewhere around $222. So thus far, if the pre-sale prices have averaged $233.70. That's pretty good. The thing is, those prices have dropped a lot. They're about $220 today over on TCG Player, and they're right at $200 on eBay. So if you actually want to pre-order some of these boxes, go over to eBay, not TCG Player. Now, you'll notice this big leg upwards on the day of the bonus box sale. Of course, that enticed a lot of people to come into the market as the price was a little cheaper that day. It sold 104 boxes that day out of the 371 that have sold thus far, making 28%. And what to compare it to, you're going to see me put a lot of things up here on the board to compare it up against. Let me get all of the ones that I wanted to put up here, and I will explain what I'm doing. So, yes, I put a bunch of extra lines up here, and I'll go through what these are and what I think it means, what kind of story it's telling. Now, these bottom two, of course, the very, very bottom worst one for comparative collector box pre-sales data is March of the Machine Aftermath, the worst collector box that we've seen so far. And right above it, just barely, is Unfinity from about a year ago. Now, then we have our line here for the subject of this video, the Doctor Who collector boxes. Right above that is this purplish line for Streets of New Capenna, the green line for Brothers War, the other purple line for March of the Machine, and then the best line for Phyrexia. And so what we can kind of see here is that right now, it's threading the needle worse than our standard expansion collector boxes from recent history, but better than these unloved sets of Unfinity and March of the Machine Aftermath. And I would say that kind of puts it into the territory of not doing well. I'm not going to say this is a failure. We're still 2 weeks until release, but it's definitely not doing well. And there is one mitigating circumstance that I want to talk about, and that is maybe this is going to really appeal to Doctor Who fans who are not Magic players. And if it is, then we should probably not expect them to be coming to TCG Player to buy these boxes. We should expect them to go to places like eBay or actual brick and mortar game stores to pick up these boxes. So I think to the extent that we may see good uptake from real Doctor Who fans who don't play Magic, we will not see that uptake in these data from TCG players. So that is the one thing that will complicate the Doctor Who picture going forward. Now, obviously, we would not have faced that so much with Lord of the Rings or with the Warhammer 40k Commander decks. We should have expected that those would have much better crossover with Magic's normal audience, and so sales on TCG Player could kind of stand in as a proxy for market-wide sales, the same way that we kind of squint and pretend that they do for all of the rest of the data that we examine in this tool. So 2 weeks until release, sales are not doing very great. We'll take another look at this in a week at R-7, and then another on the day after release to get the total pre-sale period sales. Let me know what you think. Thanks to everyone who makes this content possible, especially my supporters on Patreon. Like, comment, share, and subscribe, and join me on Final Trade.